The Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation, Sello Seitlholo, has met with stakeholders in the agricultural sector in the Northwest Province. The meeting, which was held in Lichtenburg, focused on several issues such as the state of water in the province, pollution of water resources, maintenance of water infrastructure and water use licensing. Based on the current usage trends, South Africa is expected to face a water deficit of 17% by 2030, and this shortage will be worsened by climate change.
Water challenges in the Northwest continue to be a persistent challenge. We have seen quite a number of interventions coming from the Water Authority, being the district municipality, but it seems that rampant vandalism as well as contamination seem to be ongoing problems. Do you have a better understanding as to why Agri Northwest decided to have the Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation here? We're going to be speaking to one of the leadership there. Can you just kindly explain to us the challenges that you're experiencing with water challenges, particularly in this province as farmers?
Yes, so for farmers, it's the balance between the municipalities and then also our farming enterprises. So the farming challenges is the unregulated water usage that's not being done, and then the water using associations, the different schemes that there is to standardize that across and to have it more affordable so that we can produce more food. The municipalities, we come to town for business, but it's also important for us, for the citizens living in the municipalities, to have access to clean water.
And we see that the issues around contamination are also pressing for farmers, more so because this is a major source for water for most of you.
Yes, so the availability of water, but the availability of quality water is important. So there's lots of pollution happening in our catchment areas that's getting used or when available getting used on our crops. And the licensing and then also the regulation, monitoring of the pollution is a problem.
We may be in Ditsobotla, we know it as ground zero for many water challenges, but these problems are vast in the province.
Yes, no, it's not just one specific area, local or district municipality, it's right across all municipal areas in our province.
A bleak picture painted there facing farmers in this province, but let's understand what the minister has picked up from these engagements. Minister, you've been in and around the province. You've walked the breadth of it. What are you getting as sentiments coming from these farmers, and what are the interventions available?
Very big problem in the Northwest, particularly in the municipality that we are in Ditsobotla here, in as far as water issues are concerned. But I certainly do think that there are low-hanging fruits that have come out of the stakeholder engagement with Agri Northwest in terms of what we can do as a department in facilitating a process that we actually, expedite some of the challenges. One is to obviously get the Water Use Association documentation signed off and gazetted. That is a process that I will be undertaking with the Minister, Phemi Majodina. And the other issues, of course, are in and around the legal issues, battles between the stakeholder and the department. And I think that there is more of a practical way in which we can resolve that issue outside of court. And then over and above that, there's an issue, of course, of infrastructure, water-related water sanitation infrastructure across the province. And I think the issue of pollution is a huge issue, and I think that it hasn't gotten the recognition that it deserves in terms of protecting our water resources. And you would recall that the National Water Act does give us, as a department, the opportunity to intervene in as far as that is concerned, and that is what I will look into doing as we move forward. And then we'll also then look at maybe the implementation of the NEMA Act as part of the intervention. But of course, the last resort in as far as pollution is concerned would be obviously to open criminal cases against municipalities that continue to pollute our freshwater resources, so that we secure the quality of water that our people receive.
And speaking about those municipalities, we were here last week. The Ngakamudiri Molema district municipality says vandalism is a major issue, and they are finding it very difficult to actually provide water to the many affected areas because of this rampant destruction of infrastructure.
You know, to be quite honest with you, the issue of vandalism comes across the country. But then the question that is then asked by us as a department is to the municipalities is, what have you done to secure your water-related infrastructure? Is there security that is put forward there? Other measures that are being put in place in terms of working with communities, particularly CPFs, in making sure that we're able to protect those particular infrastructure from vandalism. But we also find that these are internal things that are being done. Remember, we have got a mushrooming issue of water mafias or tanker mafias that are deliberately sabotaging water-related infrastructure so that municipalities can depend on water tankering, meaning that it is a selfish behavior from certain individuals in municipalities, but particularly those that are within municipalities themselves and those that are aligned with these water tanker mafias. And this is a situation that obviously would need a partnership approach. That is why stakeholder engagement, such as engaging Agri-Northwest, is so important, because they have got some of the solutions that government doesn't have. They've got the implementation capacity where government does not have, and that is why it is important for us to have these private partnerships in order for us to be able to facilitate a process where, one, we're able to secure our water sources, but most importantly, we're able to secure our water sanitation infrastructure. But there is an element of criminality that is happening here, and most of it, in my view, is done by people that are either working within the municipality or are working in with these water tanker mafias.